Welcome, everybody. The NFL Draft is this week. I'm Joe with the Game House. Today we'll be doing a New Orleans Saints 2024 NFL Mock Draft. The New Orleans Saints are up in our 2024 NFL Mock Draft series. We did a mock draft with them before, but now we have the week of the draft here, so we know more of what teams might be doing. We'll be using the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. I like it because it meshes big boards from around the internet together to make their big board. There will be players who fall that aren't the most realistic, but we'll roll with that as we go along, and we'll also be rejecting all trades as we go along as well. So we do have the New Orleans Saints on the clock. They could go in a lot of different directions here. Again, We're just gonna do it. I mean, I've passed on players before in different teams mock drafts that fall, but I don't know. Maybe some medical flags, people fall that you never expect. We're going Joe Alt. They need an offensive tackle. They need to make sure Derek Carr's protected since they're bringing him back. Best player on the board at this point. I don't know. I don't know why sometimes these mock draft simulators do it, but that's what happens. Does leave us with a little bit of a interesting spot here. You could take a quarterback if you don't believe in Derek Carr long term. You could take a wide receiver. There's some good ones still here. We'll take a wide receiver. I think we really need to have Derek Carr feel supported and have a good offense this next year if the Saints are going to do anything. Very surprised with how the season went down that Dennis Allen is back, but since he is, let's put an offense on the field and see what we can do here. The Saints do have a big gap here to 150 until their next pick, so we're still going. It's in the fourth round now of this, but we'll see if we can get some of these other needs that the mock draft simulator wants us to have done, even though I don't always agree with all the needs they have up there. All right, so pick 150. It still wants me to take a wide receiver. That's interesting. I mean, it's interior offensive line. Brandon Coleman could be a pick. Let's do Brandon Coleman. Let's help the interior offensive line as well. Let's give ourselves some flexibility in terms of our depth and everything too. And then we'll go to pick 168. Once Jared Wiley. Let's do Isaac Guerendo, a guy who probably goes way sooner than this, but an athletic running back. It sets us up for another pick here. We'll go Malik Mustafa, the safety out of Wake Forest. Let's get different guys who can play special teams as well. So this is the third day of the draft now. Got to get those guys. We'll go with. Let's do Justin Igboigbe out of Alabama. I think he's a guy who could fill a role in the NFL. I don't know if he'll be like a star or ever make Pro Bowls, but I think he could be a good, solid rotational defensive lineman in the NFL. Next up, let's do. I was hoping there'd be an edge rusher at some point that we could take, but that is not going to be the case here. I mean, let's take Cedric Johnson. I'll miss. A little bit disappointed in him this past season and how he played, but I think at this late in the draft, you're taking flyers on guys anyway. I think it's okay. And then because he's still there, I'm taking my guy Tyrone Tracy, the running back out of Purdue. He's my fourth-ranked running back. You're on day 3 here. A former wide receiver out of Iowa, really transitioned to the running back position well at Purdue. It can help you out of the backfield in different ways, different change of base back. I think that's okay. And then we'll go to the last pick of the draft for the Saints. Let's get one more wide receiver. Let's get Ryan Flournoy out of Southwest Missouri State. Southeast Missouri State, sorry. I always get those confused. He's a very big-bodied wide receiver, and I think probably going to go sooner than that pick. We'll see. There's a lot of good wide receivers in this class. We have Joe Alt, the offensive tackle at Notre Dame. Likely not falling to the Saints, but it is logical to think they will take one of the offensive tackles available. We have Xavier Worthy out of Texas. Get another wide receiver outside of Chris Olave. They'll have a lot of speed on the team with him and Rashid Shaheed. Brandon Coleman, the interior offensive lineman at TCU. Isaac Guerendo, the running back out of Louisville. Malik Mustafa, the safety out of Wake Forest. Justin Igboigbe out of Alabama, the defensive lineman. Cedric Johnson, the edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Running back Tyrone Tracy out of Purdue, and then wide receiver Ryan Flournoy out of Southeast Missouri State. Think it's a good draft class. You got a lot of depth here at the end. That'll be helping you with special teams. But at the top, you get Joe Alt, who's, I believe, number 3 on my big board in terms of players this year. So, or actually 2. I think he's behind Marvin Harrison. So, just very, very good player, and I think that could be really good for them. So let me know what you think of this draft down in the comments below. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.